A Vietnamese refugee's desperate journey, I remember the day I set sail from Vietnam, leaving behind the oppressive grip of communism in search of freedom and a better life in America. It was a perilous decision, one that would test the limits of my endurance and the strength of my spirit. This is my story, a first-person account of the harrowing voyage that transformed me from a hopeful refugee into a survivor. As I stood on the rickety wooden boat that was to be my salvation, I gazed back at the shoreline of my homeland one last time. The sea stretched out before me, vast and unforgiving, a symbol of both hope and treacherous uncertainty. I had heard tales of the perils faced by those who embarked on such journeys, but I was determined to escape the oppressive regime that had ruled my life for too long. The long, unforgiving voyage, drifting into despair. The boat was overcrowded, filled with fellow refugees who, like me, sought a life free from the clutches of communism. We were a diverse group, bound together by our shared dreams of a better future. Our voyage began with hope, but as days turned into weeks and our supplies dwindled, that hope began to wane. Our boat drifted aimlessly, a tiny speck on the vast expanse of the South China Sea. Desperation gnawed at our stomachs as we rationed our meager provisions. Hunger became our constant companion, and the once strong camaraderie among the refugees began to fray. The cruel sea, battling the elements, each day was a battle against the elements. The scorching sun beat down on us relentlessly, and our bodies were burned to a crisp. Then, as night fell, we were enveloped in darkness, our only light the faint glow of the moon and the distant stars. Storms would come and go, tossing our fragile vessel like a toy in a giant's hand. We clung to one another, praying for safety and guidance. Many nights, I would gaze at the unforgiving sea, wondering if it would be our final resting place. The descent into starvation, a grim reality. As the days turned into weeks and our desperation deepened, we began to eat anything we could find. Our rations had long run out and there was no land in sight. We caught fish, scavenged for sea creatures, and even resorted to eating the leather of our own shoes to stave off starvation. It was a grim reality, one that filled us with shame and despair. We had left our homeland in search of freedom, but now we were prisoners of the sea, forced to commit acts we never thought ourselves capable of. The unthinkable choice, a desperate act. As our journey continued, we faced an unthinkable choice. With no food left and our strength rapidly fading, we were pushed to the brink of survival. In our darkest hour, we made the decision that would haunt us for the rest of our lives. I cannot describe the horror of that moment, the sickening realization that we had become the very thing we had feared. We turned to the sea, our fellow refugees, and the unthinkable became our reality. The final stretch, a grueling test of humanity. The taste of flesh was a bitter reminder of our desperation, but it was also a lifeline. Our strength returned, and with it, a flicker of hope. We knew that we had to keep going, to endure the unforgiving sea until we reached the shores of freedom. Weeks turned into months, and our boat drifted farther from Vietnam and closer to the unknown. We encountered other vessels, some filled with fellow refugees, others with pirates who sought to plunder what little we had left. Each encounter was a perilous dance with fate, a test of our will to survive. The rescue, a glimpse of hope. Then, just when we thought all hope was lost, a miracle occurred. A passing ship spotted our frail vessel and came to our rescue. As we were pulled from the boat that had become both our salvation and our prison, tears of relief streamed down our faces. We were alive, and the nightmare of our journey was finally over. I had escaped the clutches of communism, but the price of freedom had been high. The journey from Vietnam to America had tested my humanity and pushed me to the brink of despair. I had witnessed the darkness that can reside within the human heart, and I had been forced to confront the unthinkable. But I had also discovered the resilience of the human spirit, the strength that can emerge even in the face of unimaginable hardship. My journey had forever changed me, transforming me from a hopeful refugee into a survivor, a testament to the enduring power of the human will to endure, to overcome, and to never stop searching for a better life.